got some work, man.
All right, we should be on live. We should be going live now. Um, should be good to go this time. Uh, Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different here. I want to do an actual project for everyone. What I'm going to do is it's going to be this right here. It's a real basic beginner one, so it's not anything that's advanced or you can't do. So it's a real basic one if you've been doing these kind of things. But it's this right here. It's just a rose on a stand, and you can see I painted it pink and green, and then also gold for like the everything else. And it's all customizable. Whatever you want to, paint your own at, you can do your own with it. But that's the real basic beginner one that we can do, and I'm going to show you a couple steps of it on how I do it. I'll show you a little bit of laser work, laser machine doing its work, and I'll show you a little bit of light burn, kind of customizing it to whatever you want to fit it as for your name. So hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Anyone in there can hear me? And also, as you see scrolling down below here, it says, please like, subscribe, and share the video. That would be awesome if you can. Of course, don't like it yet because you don't know if you're going to like the video, but eventually you will. So just drop me a comment if everything's coming through okay with the sound. All right, so like I said, this is what we're going to be making, real basic little rose. So we'll do that in light burn, and I'll do that on a laser, like I said, and we'll go ahead and get started. So if you look, I want to show you over here on the laser bed first, because that's something that the way I kind of do it. If you look right here, I have magnets on the corners. Okay. My honeycomb is pretty dirty, so it's going to leave a little bit of black soot on the bottom of this. So what I do is I put a magnet underneath it, and then I go ahead and I put a magnet up on top of it. And then it kind of pinches them together, and I do that on all four corners. So it takes it off the honeycomb just a little bit. It makes it so that you get that little bit of buffer between the honeycomb and the wood. That's just how I do it. Some other people have some hold down with some spacers on it that can do it. That's fine too. I just use my magnets because I have them. So let's go ahead and take a look at light burn on how you can design this and what you can do to make it kind of do its thing. I don't have any comments, so hopefully you guys are hearing me okay. Just drop me a comment if you can. If you can hear me, just drop a comment down below. Let me know it's coming through okay. You should be. My little green boxes, my bars are moving, so it should be good to go. All right, so in light burn, what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here in light burn and take a look at this. This is what the file is. Let me go ahead and get rid of this one here. We don't need that right this second because we're going to redo that. But this is what the file is. You got your bottom base right here, and then you got this part here as a top part with a little hole in the middle. It's going to be able to hold the stem of your rose onto that wood, and it's going to allow you to mount that to your base. So this green that goes around, that's like a score line. And all I did is I just offset this one here. We're going to go over that in a second just to make that a little bit smaller. That green, the purpose of that green is just to allow you to know where you're going to mount your top part here on top of that bottom one. That's all that. It's just an alignment tool. That's all that is. This is the back one here. That's going to make this whole thing a lot more solid. If you look right here, you don't have a lot of room between all these petals or leaves or anything. So it's kind of real small. So you want to have something in the back of it that's going to be able to hold it and make it a little bit more rigid and make it a little bit more stronger and set up a little bit better. So that's kind of what those are all for. And then, of course, this is going to be your cutout. And it's going to cut out all these little pieces inside here. And then everywhere in here, that's going to be hollow, so you'll be able to see through that. You'll be able to see through all these little pieces. On the leaves, you'll be able to see through all those little pieces as well too. And then when you put that on the back here, whatever you paint on this back here is going to come through on all these little spots that are going to be cut out. So it's kind of a really nice thing. It's a neat little thing. But let's go ahead and I don't remember where I got this file from, but you can find them anywhere. And it's nice if you just get the basic one, because then you can create this however you want to create this. And the easy way to do it is we're just going to select this one here. Let me go ahead and get all of that, because I want all these little pieces as well too. And I'm going to hit Control D on your key, duplicate, and we're going to bring that over here. I didn't get all of it, so let me go ahead back. Go back one more time. Let's do it one more time. That should have selected everything now. We'll hit Control and D on your keyboard and bring that over here. And we're just going to hit the period or comma key. It's just going to turn it. Now, that's going to be nice to be able to take this part of this word out, and then you can create your own. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. Right click, and then we're going to hit the delete key to get rid of that. Now, we're going to come in here and we're going to note edit this to be able to get rid of all this little stuff that goes all around here, because you don't want that. That's not going to match anybody else's name. So you want to be able to get rid of that and make that straight. And how you're going to make that straight is you go to your node editing, and then you select this one here, and you see all these nodes pop up. These are all the ones you want to get rid of. If you zoom in real close, you see there's many, many of them. So you just zoom it out to where you can see all of it, and then you're going to click up top here where you're above all this and left of all that, and you're just going to left click and hold, drag it down, and come all the way across to the right till you encompass all those nodes. Now they all turn red. All you got to do is hit D key on your keyboard, and that'll delete those and make them straight. Now you can add whatever you want into that. I like to keep mine sideways because it allows me to see the writing instead of trying to go up and down and try to angle my head to try to see what it is. So we're gonna put another name in here, and we're gonna put in here mom. So we're gonna click that, the little A over here on the left side, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here and we're just gonna click in the middle here, get to the size roughly that you want, and we're just gonna type in MOM. If you want mother, if you want mommy, whatever it is you want to have, that's what you click in that. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this as close to where I don't want it down here, because that's where the base is going to be at, and I don't want it all the way up here to where it kind of spreads and widens out. So just kind of get it to wherever you think it looks good, and I would say probably somewhere right in there would look pretty good. And you want to make sure you're above it and you're also below it as well too. I'm going to come down just a little bit more, probably something like right in there. That'll work. Now I'm going to click the mom, and I want to change that to another color. I'm going to change it to, no, we'll leave it a green right now. And we're going to take this mom, and we're going to come over here. We're going to offset this. And the reason you're going to offset it is because it's going to leave a nice little offset around that we'll be able to attach our red stem to that. And you'll see here in a second what I'm talking about. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that's selected. Come over here to this little O, and we're going to click on that, left click it, and we're going to offset it. Just zoom in to kind of see what you're looking at. Make sure you're outward. You don't want to go inward. You see how it looks kind of funky going inward. You want to make sure you're outward. And that should probably be pretty good. You don't want too much space on that, so I think that'll be pretty decent. And we're going to hit OK. Now we're going to take that out, the offset that we did, the outer line of it. It's already selected, and we're going to change that to another color. I'm going to change that to red. I want that to be the same color as what my stem is, because we're going to tie those in together. All right. So I'm going to stop here for 1 second. I'm going to jump over to the other camera and kind of see if anybody's got anything. All right. And let's go to right here. I can hear you. All right. Perfect. Good deal. Now I got 3 people in here. I'm not sure who else is all in here. Kathy's in here. That's my sister. She comes on a lot of mine, just kind of, see what's going on. So anybody else that's in here, go ahead and drop a little comment. But I'm going to keep coming back and checking on these to see if anybody puts a comment, or if they have a question about something I'm doing, then I'll be able to come back to it and see, and I can answer it at that point. So we got Kathy here right now, and we're just waiting for other people to join in and maybe just kind of drop some comments, and we'll kind of go. But I'll go back and forth and see that. If you make it late, you can always go back in the feed, and you can watch this video from the beginning, once it's all done. So, Maria Knight's in here. What's up, Maria? How you doing? This is live. You're on live. Where are you from? I know Maria and I know Kathy. Where? And I'm bad at names and stuff like that, so You know, if I murder it, please don't take offense to it. Well, right now I'm kind of in Lightburn and I'm going over this project that I'm making, just trying to show everyone how you can design that. And it's real basic and simple, but that's what we're doing in Lightburn right now. So any questions with anything with Lightburn or anything, just drop it in there. And like I said, I'm going to keep coming back. I'm going to go back over to Lightburn, and then I'll do a couple things. Then I'll come back in here and see if there's any comments and kind of go with that. So there's only a couple right now I need to mark it, so we'll be okay. So I'm going to jump back into Lightburn, and you guys can all just talk. Central Illinois. Cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have laser, CNC? You're thinking of getting one? Have you been messing with one? Or how long have you been messing with one? I would love to know. Just, kind of let me know. But like I said down below here, if you see this thing scrolling across the bottom here, please like, subscribe, and share the video. That would be awesome. All right, I'm going to jump back into Lightburn, go over a couple more things in that, and then we'll come back in. It's not going to be too long of a process with it. Like I said, it's a real basic and beginner one. So let me go ahead and jump back over there. And click it. There we go. All right, so we made the offset. And if you missed any of this coming in a couple minutes late, it's no big deal. You can watch the repeat, and then you can just go right back through it. But I made the offset of the right in here, mom. And the reason why I made that offset is because I want to be able to tie that outer red to this stem and the whole rose part. I want to tie that all together. And you'll see here in a second why we do that. So I'm going to click on the red of the outline of the mom, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit Control, and I'm going to select the rose, all that rose red. All right, and then what we're going to do is, this is where the magic kind of happens. This is where it kind of puts this all together. We're going to come over here to this box right over in here. You can see my little mouse moving. That's the Open the Boolean Assistant tool. What that's going to do is it's going to allow you to be able to tie these two pieces together. So we're just going to start over here. The first one, we're going to click and see what it does. That's not what we want it to do. You see how it's kind of cutting all that out. So we don't want that. Come to subtract A from B. That is definitely lost the whole row. So we don't want that. Come over here and subtract intersection A and B. Not what we want. Union A and B. That is what we want. It's going to come up here. It's going to cut around all of this letter. And it's going to continue around the rows. All the way around the other side. It's going to come down. It's going to do the same on the bottom half. So that is the one we want. All you got to do now is just click OK. Now, once you click OK, you can move your screen around. And then you can look in here real tight. And it does exactly what I told you. It's going to actually cut out all this. But there's a couple of anomalies in here we don't want to have. We don't want to have this one. We don't want to really cut that out or any of these other inside pieces that are red. So what we're going to do is we're going to ungroup all that. This right now, this whole thing is grouped. If I click this right here, it's going to also highlight these in the middle that are not connected to this outer line. So we don't want that because we want to be able to delete those. So we're going to come up here to this little button right here, and it's a little single man. If you click that, it's going to ungroup everything. Now the little man disappeared, and you got three little ones sitting together. Now you are ungrouped. So you can get off of that whole thing by left clicking off it, and then you come in here and you can select each one of these individual ones. So see how that one selected, these aren't? And now I'm going to hold Control on my keyboard, and I'm just going to select this one, holding Control yet, select this one, select this one, this one. Let's get rid of all these little small ones. Come across the bottom, we got one here, we get rid of that one, and we got this one here. Now they're all selected and highlighted. All we're going to do is hit the D key on your keyboard, and that's going to delete those. I'm going to right click and then delete it that way. It didn't hit the D key, should have deleted it, it did not. So right click it and then come down here and just hit the delete key. Now that got rid of all those things here. So it kind of looks kind of funny looking right now. If I take this whole thing and I hit the comma key, it's going to rotate it to where it's up and down now. And if you look at that, it kind of looks like maybe a little funny. So what we're going to do is we're going to select over in here on our cuts and layers. If you don't have cuts and layers, all you have to do is come up here and hit your, where's the window key up here, right up on top here, and come down here and look for cuts and layers right here. If it's unchecked, just put a check and it'll put that box in down here. So we got our cuts and layers. What we're going to do is we're going to change that green. I'm probably going to just make it blue. So I'm actually just going to select the mom, and you see it's all highlighted, every bit of it. I'm going to come down here to this color palette across the bottom. I'm going to hit that blue one. It's going to change that to blue. Now I'm on fill over here. If you're looking over here, I'm on fill. Why does it not look like fill? Because I'm on, if you hold Shift, Alt, W, that'll change it. What Shift, Alt, W is, it's wireframe and wire course. It'll allow you to be able to stay in fill, but then be able to go to wireframe and be able to do things with it to make it a little bit easier, because it's hard to click those. So now you see it looks a little bit different. So you got your cutouts are all in here. All these pieces are all going to cut out, because that's my red is my cut layer. It's going to cut out all these pieces up here. It's going to cut out all of this. It's going to come around all of this, and it's going to come back down the other side. So that's what it's going to actually look like. If you hold the preview button right up here, this is going to be the preview. It's going to allow you to see what you have. That's not going to do it because I have all this stuff here. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. And let me put this one back up here. And if I hit the preview button now, you'll see that's what it's going to look like when it finally does its thing. We're going to hit play right down here. And it's going to start doing its thing. I'm going to speed this up a little bit because it'll take forever. And you'll see it just go through all the engraving. Now, all this is all cutting out. It's cutting all those pieces out of it. And in a minute, you'll see why that is. Once it's done, that's the end of that. So we're going to hit OK. Now, I'm going to go ahead and jump back over to the other screen to see if we got any comments or how everyone's doing. All right. Here we are back in here. You got a 4x8 plasma for metal, 4x4 milling for wood, and a 46 watt. You got some stuff. You know exactly what you're doing. So I'm kind of talking down on you, and I do apologize about that. But you definitely have some machines. All I have a 10 watt Ortur laser. I have a 20 watt A20 Pro Burn Lab, and then I have a Reno 4040. What is it? Reno 4040 Mitsu. So it's my CNC machine. That's all I have. I don't have all that other good stuff, but I definitely understand what you're saying. Have you done a lot of these kind of projects? I'm sure. I mean, you got a metal cutter. You got all kinds of. Yeah, you're definitely doing some good advanced stuff. So hopefully you're getting something a little bit out of this. Hopefully, and we'll kind of see. Oh, you're new to Lightburn 100%. Well, then this is perfect for you, because this is a real basic beginner one. And if you have any questions with anything I'm kind of going over, just let me know, and I can go back in and try to tell you stuff. I do a lot of videos too that's going to be able to break all this down. And I'm doing some kind of 15-minute or less videos to try to make it so it's not so long of a video learning all this stuff. It's like little snippets and pieces of it to try to help out a little bit. So if you're new to Lightburn, then this is going to be perfect for you. All right, cool. I like that. So that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad you're in here watching. I really do appreciate it. All right, so with that, Lightburn to me is just, I don't know. I've never really messed with any other programs for the laser. I have for the CNC. Out there, Milmage, it's CNC. It looks just like the interface is just like Lightburn, but it's got a long way to go before we can get to some of those other ones like Carveco Maker and some of these other programs. But I love Lightburn. Lightburn is such an easy program. You can do a lot of good stuff with it. I've been watching my videos for the last 3 nights. Well, that's cool. I like that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I try to talk to, my nephew said I should have been a teacher because I love to talk and try to teach stuff. But I try to talk to you like the way I would have to be talked to. So I kind of talk to you like you're a kindergartner, just because that's how it helps me out. So anything I say, if I go slower, if I double talk stuff, it's only because I'm trying to make sure you guys understand exactly what I'm saying. But yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you stopping in here and checking this out. We got 6 in here right now, so that's awesome. All right, we're going to go back into Lightburn. Do you have any questions like so far with any of the stuff I've been talking about? The offset tool is a really, really good tool. You can do so many different things with it. This is one way you can do it in Lightburn as far as being able to take your text, offset it to make it bigger so that you can engrave the inside and then cut out the outside. So if you're making like a keychain, you can put your name. We'll say Bill. I can put Bill on there. Then I can offset that, make it bigger so that the outside will cut and then the inside will engrave like the image, like Bill will all be all engraved dark, like you'll see on the laser here in just a few. But what that'll let you do is that'll let you keep that outside, and then the inside will be engraved. Then you can cut a hole on the end and put your keychain. So that's what that would be good for. You run Vectric for your router table, draw for your designs, SVG. Use offset tools and weld. About the same process you just absolutely is. The welding tool is such a good feature. I use it all the time. It's such a good feature. And in this case here, you see how you can just incorporate that into the stem to make that all one solid piece. And that's what I do like about it. You could have went with the scissor tools and you could have cut them, snipped away the out parts, but to weld them together is just so much easier. All right, let's go ahead and jump back into Lightburn. And let's go back where we were at. So you saw that when I did the preview, it showed all of the. It's still showing that. Let me go back in here because it looks like it's still showing. Let me go back in here and get rid of this comment. Okay, and go back into Lightburn. Okay, you guys should be in Lightburn now with no comment blocking it. All right. So you saw what it did by welding that all together. That's awesome. Now, the other thing, like I was saying, it's going to cut all these boxes out. Okay. And it's going to leave this outer part. And then all this stuff here, it's going to leave that solid. And it's going to do that all the way on the other side over here. And it's also going to do that on the top too. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to be able to put a piece behind it, paint it, and then you'll be able to see through that top part and see what the color is behind it. I kind of like that. I think that's really neat. So let's go ahead. We got the hardest part is done, and that's go ahead and add in a name. And like I said, if you want to do a different name, it was so easy to do. All you had to do was just go into your node editing and get rid of all those nodes and then rewrite, type your name in there and then do it. So you can use this same thing and just make multiple names with it. It's just so nice and easy. All right. So what we're going to do with this now is I'm just going to click the outer one. Okay. And I'm going to hit Control on your keyboard and D to duplicate that. And now I just made an exact copy of this one here, except for all these inner ones, because I did not add those to it. I just did the outer box. Now, let me go back. If I would have had all these all these selected and grouped together, this up here is your group. Remember I said you got your single where you can make it all individual pieces? Well, this 3 is going to make them all one single piece. If you look down here in the bottom, it's got 22 objects. So when I selected the whole entire thing, it's got 22 objects in there. All these things are an object. That's 1, 2, 3, and you keep on going. You know what I mean? So by selecting all of them and hitting this 3, that's going to group it, and you're going to see all that change from 22. And if you come down here and look now, you only have one object. So that one object is what you got. Now, you can't change anything on it because it's all grouped together. If you click this one little spot, it's going to highlight the whole thing. So if you want to change it, you got to go up here and just hit the ungroup. I'm sorry. You just click the ungroup and that'll do that. So if you were trying to get this outside piece and you click it, let me go back here to this. Let me group it one more time. If you go to click just the outside piece, because all you want to do is make a duplicate copy of the outside, you click on it, highlighted all of it. So just go up there and just hit the undo button. And now you see it's grayed out. You left click off it and then just left click on it. And that's going to select just that outer part. So that's how you get that outer part if it is grouped. Hit Control D, duplicate it like I said, and slide that over here. Now that's your back piece. You're going to paint this back piece, the green, if you want those green, or whatever color you want to have behind your front part of your rose. When I did mine gold in the back. So this was all painted gold. These were all painted green. And then I painted whatever was left on this. I painted that all pink for like a pink rose. And then when you put them together, the outside part will be pink, and then the inside part will be the gold or whatever the color it is you would try to do. So, but you need to make sure that you duplicate the outer one so that you can put this right on top of that. If I hit these together now, highlight all of it and group this all together, and if I hit Control on your keyboard and go from left to right, from right to left, it's going to select that. If you go from left to right, see, it don't select it because it turns it red, but it doesn't. You have to select the whole entire image to get it to do that at that point. But if you go from right to left, all you got to do is just touch that piece and it'll highlight the whole thing. So left to right, you got to encompass the whole thing. Right to left, you just got to just touch. Whatever it touches, it's going to highlight it. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to go from left to right, encompass the whole image. And now we're going to come up here and group, and it is grouped. So we know it's grouped. Now I can hit Control on my keyboard and select this rose here, going from right to left. It just has to touch it. Now, if I come up here, it's got a button right here that's called Align Both Vertical and Horizontal. So it's going to center that on that, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So see, now it's exactly right on top of it. So when you cut this bottom one out, you'll see that the top one is going to shine through all these little holes. So, and it lines up perfect. So let me go back out of there because we don't want that now. And all I did was just hit this backspace up here. Undo, backspace, whatever you want to call it. You can undo all the way back to your first start of your project, and you can go fast forward or forward all the way until the last one you moved. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump back in the other camera real quick, and let's see if we got any comments. And click this one. All right. There's Jack. What's up, Jack? Yeah, let me see. Let me come up here a little bit. Just different names for the tool online. But yeah, absolutely. It's real basic and easy. It's not real hard. The more you play with it, of course, and you have your, coming from Vectric and some of your other stuff that you was doing, you'll be able to pick that up a lot easier. I like Lightburn. It's just, to me, so much easier. Right to left, you didn't realize that's good shit. Yeah, that's, if you go right to left, yeah, you just have to touch it. If you go left to right, you got to encompass the whole entire thing. So it's just a little shortcut, little easy ways to be able to do it. Got Jack in the house. I appreciate you stopping in, Jack. I didn't see you, so I didn't know if you was gonna make it. Just got back home from here. What were you doing in Hickory? What do we got in here now? We got 5 of us in here. I lost somebody. Who left? Who left us? How dare they? They need to come back on in here. Some people, like, I got family in here, so they kind of get on this, and it's not anything they do. So it's kind of neat because I make them something, and they get to kind of see what I make or how I make it. So that's kind of neat, but it's kind of up here. They have no idea what it is. I knew that's what you were saying. So to me, it looked good. I can't spell either, so it looked good to me. But is this all kind of sounding? Now, Jack, if I kind of mess something up, just jump in here and correct me. I've been doing this for a couple years, but on and off. So sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, or I'll go into my CNC and kind of forget about the laser for a little bit. But there's always other ways to doing things. This is just kind of way I kind of grasp it and be able to get it to work. Jack might have a total easier way to doing it, but it's, as long as you get there, that's all we need to do. But if Jack sees I do something wrong, or he can explain something maybe a little better, for sure he can jump on in here. I would really appreciate that, Jack. Jack's been doing this a long time. If you don't know, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and he's got a lot of machines as well too, and he's well versed in a lot of stuff, like from Lightburn to I don't know if you do Vectric or what which one you do. You don't do well CNC. I don't even mess with it anymore. I started out with easel, so I keep going back to easel, but nobody uses easel really. But anyway, I'm going to jump back into Lightburn, and we're going to kind of go over a little bit more because I do want to run the machine a little bit as well too. We got a good shortcut is one good shortcut to get one of the desk. Hey, you selling them, Jack? If you're not selling them, you need to sell them because I tell you, I think I would probably buy one of those. That Jack's got a short video he just put out there that's really cool. It's got all the shortcuts on Lightburn, you know, and I'll kind of go over that for you a little bit as well too. I'll go over that a little bit and let you see kind of what some of the shortcuts are. But Jack in the Shop's got he's got a channel as well too. He does a lot of 3D engraving. And he's really, really good at that 3D engraving stuff. But yeah, he's got a little short where he made a mouse pad of all the shortcuts. I'll show you a couple of them here when I go back to Lightburn. How much are they, Jack? And where can one get one? Because the shortcuts are they're so nice when you can do a shortcut. If you can just do that instead of going around with your mouse trying to find where it is, if you know what it is, like the Boolean, I showed you where you wanted to pick which one that you wanted to do. If you're going to weld it, which one you wanted. The link is in the short. I didn't even see it in the short video, and I watched it like 2 or 3 times. I didn't even see it there. Whatever. I'm special needs, so it's what it is. I'm special. But I'll jump back over here real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, let's get that off, and let's go back in here. I'm trying to get this down. I'm getting a little bit better, but not there yet. Hold on. Let me figure out what I'm doing there. I lost my train of thought. There we go. I got to find a better way for this, Jack. This is a pain in the, you know what, where it shows that echo and look. All right. So shortcuts are, if you hover over it, Colt, if you hover over this here, you'll be able to see. It'll tell you what shortcut is there. And I keep going with that one. I don't want to do that one there because I don't know what that key is or that key there either. Control K, I guess is what that is. Let me try Control K. Control K. Let me hit this. Control K. Man, that's how special I am, Jack. I didn't even know. When I'm hovering over this, I was wondering what that key is. It says Control / whatever that little squiggly 4. I didn't know what that was. That's got to be for a different kind of computer. It's just Control K is all it is. Wow. Wow. Okay. Anyway, that's a shortcut key. If you hover over any of these, Colt, you can see right there. It shows you what that is. Control T if you want to do the text. Some of them don't have it, but most of them do. And if you just hover over it, it'll tell you what all the shortcuts are. And it also tells you what they are as well, too. Draw a line if you want to draw a line. Selector tool. Just hit escape on your keyboard. So all these things here, most of them all have a shortcut key to it. And the thing, the mouse pad Jack made that has all those shortcut keys listed on it. All right, so once again, it's if you go left to right, got to hit my control, my arrow key. You have to encompass the whole thing. So if I'm trying to get just that right in, I have to actually go above it and select all of that going that way. But I'm grouped, so it won't. And if you're grouped, you can't go from left to right because it's you got to do the whole thing. So when I was trying to do it, it wasn't highlighting it, as you can see. That's how you know you're grouped up here. So all you got to do is just click on the image and then go up here to the single man and just hit it once, and you're good to go. It ungrouped it. Now you can go left to right, and you see it does that. So that is nice. Now we got the back part, we got the front part, and now we got the base to do. So to do the base, and this could be whatever size you want, but you just come up here to this one right here. That's your what do you call it, Jack? It's your rectangle, ellipse, triangle, all your shapes that you can create. So you just click and hold it, and it'll bring this panel up. So you left click and hold it. As you see, if I just click it quick, it's going to do whatever that last one was. So you see it's red now. You can come in here and you can draw a box. But if that box is not what I wanted, You go to either this bottom corner, or you just go anywhere in it, just left click and hold, and it'll bring that panel up with all these different shapes that you can do. So let me get rid of this one here because we don't want the square. Left click and hold it and come down to the ellipse. Now just draw yourself a circle, or you don't have to draw a circle. Just kind of, if you hold shift, you see how it's kind of like funny looking, but as soon as I'm still holding the control, my left mouse key, I'm still holding that, but if I hit the shift key now, it'll go perfect circle. So that's what the shift key will do. So I don't want to have a perfect circle because I want to have an oval kind of shape for the base. So I'm just going to just kind of click on it and then just start dragging it down and to get to the size you want. Maybe that's the size you want. Now you notice right now it's blue. That's because my blue layer is a fill layer. That's what I have it set for. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put it on a yellow layer. I'm just going to change it to yellow. Now my yellow is filled again. But if I come over here to the yellow one, if I click this little arrow, you got line. That's going to cut it out in like a CNC machine. That would be a profile cut, where the fill would be a pocket cut. That's how you kind of look at it that way. So the fill's a pocket, and the line is a profile cut. So you change it to what it is you want. Now I already know that's way too big, because if I bring it down here and I hit the comma or the period key, it's going to rotate it left or right. And if I bring that down to this bottom base and put that right in the middle, you see how it kind of snapped into the middle? That's kind of big for what I'm looking at. To me, that's way too big. So I'm just going to hit this corner arrow and just bring it in, holding holding control. And it's just going to bring it into whatever size I'm looking at now. So we'll kind of go with that size there. That'll work fine. Now I'm going to offset that one. Remember how we offsetted? We're going to select this. We're going to come over here to offset, and we're going to offset this outward much, much bigger. So we'll probably go like maybe 2 millimeters, and probably even more than that. Let's go 5. Maybe even more than that. We'll go 9. I think 9 looks pretty okay right there, because you can put some writing up on top of here if you wanted to. I'm just going to hit OK. You can put some text up here. You can also put some text around this bottom one if you wanted to as well too. I think that's still all a little bit too big. I'm just going to select both of them, holding control, and I'm just going to shrink them both down together to a little bit smaller, because it's not real big. It's not real heavy. It's kind of top heavy, but that's well wide enough to do that. And I can even right now do this middle boxes. You say you got your what is it, 9 boxes going around it. The middle one, if I hold control and go down, it's going to shrink both of those equally in. All right. If I don't, and if I just use the mouse wheel and I go down now, it's only going to do the top, as you can see. So we don't want that. Let me undo that. If I hold control and that box, now holding control, it's going to bring the bottom up with the top. It's going to make it what you're looking for. So I think that looks a little bit better. All right. So that's going to be our base for what we're looking for this rose to be able to hold it up. Now we're going to take this middle one. So we're going to click the middle one, and I'm going to hit my right arrow key, come up, and I'm going to hit duplicate and bring that over. Now I missed it. So let me just click that middle one. And if you look in here, see how it's solid line? The reason is there's one over top of it. Do you see that? Now it's dashing lines, and this bottom one's dashing lines, because I had another layer over top of that. So when I clicked off it on accident, all I had to do was re-click that box, and now it's going to select that one layer that I did, one of the 2 ovals that I did. And I'm going to pull that oval up here. That's going to be a cutout, so I'm going to change that to my red toolpath down here. This one is going to be a score. I just want to make it a score so I know where to glue this top one add-on there. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to select this one, change that to a green layer, let's say, whatever layer you want to make it. There is no right or wrong one down there. So it's whatever one you want. Now I'm going to offset that inwards, because I don't want that to be exact where this is, because you'll see some of that black line. So I'm going to just make sure that's highlighted, click the offset, go inward now. Now 9 is way too big, so we're going to go maybe 0.5. That's that'll be good enough that you'll be able to see. If you're a little bit off, you're only half a millimeter off. So I think that'll work fine. Now we're going to click this button right here that says delete original object, because we don't want that original one anymore. That dashing one we don't want. We want to delete that. So let's go ahead and hit OK, and it got rid of it. Now, if you forgot to hit that box, let's go back here and offset. If you forgot to check that box, it's not a big deal. You see it's both there. All you have to do is just click the one that you want to get rid of. That's the original one right there. Right click and then delete. So you just got rid of that box or that oval. So that's going to be your base, your very bottom base. This is the top base for that one. And this is going to make it a 2-tier, so it makes it look a little nicer. Also, it's also going to hide the bottom, so you don't see that bottom when you glue that all together. You won't see that because you're only going to put a box in here to be able to set that rose into it. And what we're going to do to get our rose, the box for our rose, let's go ahead out of here first, and let's go back and see what we got. All right. All right, let's see where we're at here. Where was I last? Let's come up here. All right, here we are up in this area here. One good shortcut is to get one of my, yeah, that's the one we read. Yep. Let me come down here a little bit more. Right here. Maria, this is my niece. She does T-shirts and all kinds of stuff. Jack, you were talking about that other thing you were doing yesterday. I forget what it's called now, but she does all that stuff as well too. You can put it on your T-shirt. I think she's talking about putting your shortcuts. I think is what she's talking about. I think she's talking about putting those shortcuts on the T-shirt. Then all you got to do is look down at what it is. Keep coming down here. That's a command key on a Mac. That's okay. Thank you, Jack. That's a Mac. I don't have a Mac, so I guess I wouldn't know. But yeah, I was wondering what that was. That's why I was asking you yesterday. What is that key? And that's for a Mac machine. Gotcha. Okay. I was wondering if you can use scissors to cut them anomalies left from the offset instead of having to ungroup and manually delete them. Yes, you can. But I think the one key thing you got to remember is you want to make sure they're on the same color palette. So if you have one that's red and one that's black and you go to do that, it's not really going to join them together automatically. So by putting them in there like that, then you know sublimation. That's right, Jack. Sublimation. Then you know that when you cut them away, they will automatically join. If you have one on black, one on red, they won't automatically join. So you want to make sure that you do have them all in the same color palette. Oh yes, and it has to be ungrouped to use the snipping tool. That is correct. You can't use it if it is grouped. But see, Jack's already answered that, so I didn't even. That's awesome. Yeah, Marie, go ahead and put your. You can drop your stuff in there. Drop your shirt shack in there. It never hurts. What do I got here? I'm down to 3, so we're losing people quick. So yeah, you want to make sure that they are ungrouped because you cannot use you can't use that if it's grouped. So for sure. We'll go back into Lightburn real quick and we'll finish this up and I'm going to start the laser machine. So what we're going to do is to get this base part to be able to put in the middle of this top one because that's going to glue on top of this. And there's so many ways to do this, but this to me is for my brain is the easiest. Just come down here and click, bring it down and just get it lined up straight in it. And then go back to it automatically went back to my selector tool, bring that over. Now that's going to be the width of what I need. But I have to remember I'm going to have 2 of these together, so it's going to be double of this. So if it's 2.931 height, it's actually going to be double that. So all you're going to do is come up here where the height is. You're going to click on that, and you're going to go times 2. The times key is the star key. That's where your numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your num locks and all that. That's going to be your star key. That'll be your times. That'll be for times in it. So if you hit that 293.1 times 2. Make sure your aspect ratio is not locked. If you do have that locked, it's going to go the width and the height. So you want to make sure that is unlocked. And then you're just going to hit OK. And you saw it just made that stretch out. So now that's going to be able to fit at 5.862. That will definitely fit my 3mm plywood that I use. So we're going to click that. And there's a couple ways you can drag it in the middle to where you get that bullseye. That's the middle. To me, that's the harder way. Or if you select this, the first one you select will always move first. Then you hold control, and then you select the circle now. Now they're both selected. Now if you bullseye that up here in the top up here, it's going to pull that right in the middle. So that to me is the easier way because I always have a hard time finding getting to where the middle is. So we're going to change that now from green. I want that to be red. I want that to be my cut layer. And I want to change this yellow one. That's got to be a cut layer also. So let's put that on red too. So now you're looking at our design is done. It's complete. It's finished. And what I'm going to do is I want to group all this so nothing moves on me while I'm doing stuff. So I'm just going to select it all and group it. Select these two here and group it. You can group it that way, or also you can also right click and oh, that's duplicate. Group is F-Stock group is in there, Jack. Select both of those, right click. Group, yeah, it is right there. I must not have hit the other one. So now that's grouped together, and I'm going to do the same with this. Right click and group. So everything's all grouped together, so I can't click one without clicking the other part of it. Keeps it all together and keeps it nice. And I'll probably period that upside to go switch it to up and down. Probably do the same right here. See, I didn't want to move it, so now we got to go back here to the undo button. Select that. Let's bring it down in here. Let's start to get them all lined up to where I want to have them for the cutting out. And I'm just going to bring a line. This, if you come up to the very top of your screen or the very part left of your screen, you see how it does those little lines? If you click on that, left click and hold it, you can bring down a tool path. That's what those are. They're just tool paths. Same with over here. If you bring that one over, left click and hold it, you can bring that over and you can line stuff up with that. You can also use the trim. You can put a box on here. And you can also use your scissor tools on that if you want to get rid of this part. Because if you look at it, it's not endless, but it is a long freaking line. So you can just use your trim tool to be able to cut that away if you want to get rid of those. So that's kind of a neat thing as well too. But like I said, now if this is orange and that's red. So if I go to try to cut this away, it's not automatically going to join those together. See that? They're not joined together. I can move these separate. So, but by having those, if I was to make that red, first select this one, then come down here and click the red box. Now that changed that to the same color palette as my cut layer. Now if I come up here to the scissors, now it's going to actually make that welded together. So it's a little easier process. You don't have to worry about that. So keeping those same colors, that's what you were talking about using your scissor tool. Yes, you just have to make sure they are the same color. All right. Select your tool, right click and delete. Now I'm going to bring this line down because I just want to make sure my stuff is going across the bottom. It's not dipping down below too far like this one is. I can come up just a little bit. And then I can go ahead and bring this one down. Snap it onto that line. So at least I know I'm somewhat close to it. It don't have to be perfect. I just don't want to go underneath it because then it'll end up messing it up. Now, I don't know. That might not be able to hold a 300 by 300. So let's find out. Let's hit our width and height. We're going to hit 300 on your keyboard. Hit tab. Go 300. Now just click anywhere on there. That's going to make a box that's 300 by 300. And we'll fit that in there perfect. So you can use that box and you can change that over here. You have a yellow, an orange, a T1, and a blue T1. You can change this box to a tool path and use any one of those two. And we'll just put that right here in the bottom. And we know that we get one 300 by 300 piece of plywood, 3mm plywood is going to cut that out. So that's it. We're going to go ahead and I'm probably going to go ahead and cut this out and engrave it and see what it does. And we'll just take a look at it. Last one I did, Jack, I had to cut some pieces out. It didn't cut it all the way through, but this one, hopefully I got my, I didn't do my, my focus very well on it. I think that's what it was. Plus I think I need to clean that lens too. I know it's dirty, but, before we jump over there, I'm going to come back into the comments and click this. All right. All right. I appreciate you, Colt. Hopefully, just watch this feed later and you'll be able to pick up on some of the other things. I'm going to continue with it the way it is, but that'll be it. What do we got here? All right. So there it is. I appreciate you. And we still got 3 in here, so I'm packing this house. All right, Jack, did I explain that all pretty good? What do you think? I think I explained that all pretty decent. All right. Time is it anyway? It is 7 o'clock. Got to get rolling. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and back over to the camera, I think. No, let's go back into Lightburn real quick and we'll start that process of setting that all up. So here we go. So you see that we got everything we needed. We got our priority over here, what we have. We're going to engrave first, then we're going to do the scorch second, and then we're going to do our cut last. I don't ever use my frame. I'd rather not. I like doing the scissor frame. It just lets me know where everything actually is in there. So, but I'm going to come over here to my art library first. All right, art library, and let me go to my skeleton. I'm on 7. I'm going to put my little 7 up here so I don't lose it. Make that a little bit bigger. I don't want it in that Alex brush either. We're going to put that in. All right, that's what we want right there. And I'm going to change that to put that on my black layer. No, what do we have? Blue layer. That's all right. That's my engrave. So we'll do that one for that now. All right. And then I'm going to select all this, import 7, and then okay. All right, perfect. Now, I should have. Let me. No, I'm not gonna do it now because I'll end up messing it up. So we'll leave. No, yeah, we'll leave it like that for now. All right. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn on my laser. Gonna get a little bit loud. All right, she's coming in. She already homed. And let's see. Let me go over to here and swap it to my other camera here so we can watch it. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and click my circle frame. All right, so let's just select these. Just gonna select those real quick, and then I'm gonna frame it again. right, it should be good there. Yep. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to let that kind of burn once that stops going around. And we're going to go ahead and start that. And let me make sure I got my, yep, everything looks good with that. Oh, that blue is too dark. We'll change that blue to, change it to that. All right, here we go. Just going to go ahead and start. We'll let the camera do its thing for a little bit, let you watch the camera, and then we'll go back and check comments while it's finishing up. Yep, she's doing her thing now. It should take about 14 minutes to do this. That ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. We'll let this do its process here real quick. All right, how many we got in the house here anyway? We got the 4. Beautiful, nice. All right, so we're gonna let that do its thing, and I'll come back and check that out. But let's see if we got any other comments or anything that we got going on. Jack might need some help or something, so I don't know. I might have to help him with some of this stuff. Jack's new. Yeah, you did forget your laser glasses. Yep. And you know I did too. Mine are sitting right over here. Oh dang, I didn't even put the air assist on. I didn't put my fan on my air assist. I didn't put my smoke extractor. Man, I forgot all of it. What would you do in Hickory, Jack? I've never been Hickory. Oh, we'll come over here now. Yeah, never been Hickory. How long are we going right now? An hour. Dang, it goes quick when you're doing a live stream. That's crazy. I don't think Maria's still here. Maria, if you're here, you put your what do you call it? Your Facebook page down there. There might be someone out there that might see it that might need a T-shirt or a mug or something. Something makes anything. It's snowing in Hickory today, and the sun was shining at the same time. Yeah, I love that. That's great. That's great, isn't it? I went from wearing shorts yesterday. I'm all bundled up again. Got my heater back on my feet. It's cold. It got cold. I'll have to. She can't just put it down below there to add her so she can put a link in. Yeah, I don't think she'll be able to do that anyway. I don't know. I think she's probably on her phone. She's probably dipped out already anyway. There's only 2 of us in, so I know she did. It's just me and you. So yeah. Yeah, she could have just typed it in there, I guess. I don't know. But let this thing kind of burn a little bit. I'm not going to paint it, that's for sure. Or glue it. I already did that. Oh, Kathy's here too. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Just you two. Okay. Well, hopefully, I'll help him cold out a little bit. He said he's real new. Real new with the light burn. So I was trying to go slow and try to help him out a little bit with that. But that's how I talk anyway. Debbie's in here too, huh? What's up, Deb? I know y'all getting a laugh. That's good. All right, what did I say? Oh, you try putting it in, it's blocked. Yeah, Jack said I got to add you or something like that. So I guess I could probably put it in. Text me real quick and I'll throw it in there. Yeah, yesterday was definitely fall spring. Sure was. Why does it come up me? This is either got to be Kathy, but that's, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, if you text it to me, Marie, I'll put it in there quick. Somebody might watch this video hour into it. I doubt it, but somebody might. I don't know about you, Jack, but I get about 2 to 3 minutes for people to sit and watch my videos. That's about it. All right, let's take a look over here and see what we got. She's cutting. She's cutting. All right, good deal. I could probably do the two, can I? There we go. To watch both of them. Look at that. Debbie's comments are coming up me. I don't know. It's showing you. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's showing. I don't know who this is, Kathy or Debbie. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's showing up as Kathy. Snowing in Hickory. I don't want any snow. I really don't. I really don't want any snow. Say no to snow. All right. So what do we got here? We try to type this in quick. Maybe I can type it in. I don't know. We'll try. And all right, and it's going to be all right. I think that's it right there. Maria Shirt Shack, and then underneath it says Maria Shirt Shack dot GoDaddySites.com. Put that in there. We'll throw it in there for a little bit, see what happens. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing up as, and Kathy's name is showing up you, Deb. I don't know why. I don't understand that. Absolutely, Maria. Sure, absolutely. Oh shoot, let me right there. Absolutely, Maria. Of course. Ain't nobody watching. It's just a couple of us. So you might get one shot. Who knows? I don't know. But we got 5 in here, so both are signed into the same account, YouTube account. One's in Pennsylvania, the other one's down here in North. I don't know. I don't know how. Unless I don't know. I'm not sure. She might have told her that I was on, and she got into it that way. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's. I'm not really sure. I don't know. She might have called her and told her, and then that's how she got. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and take that one down. And I'm going to share my other site too. I never do it. I don't know why I don't, but I'm going to throw this across the bottom. This is my Ko-fi site, ko-fi.com/pros, lasers, and CNC. Good way to throw a tip, become a member, buy me a Big Mac, something. But that's going across there for anybody that comes on and watches it later. Yes, I am running. Let me go back to the comments. All right, I'm running an air assist. It came with the Burn Lab laser. It's pretty decent. It actually does pretty well. But that's running, and also have, you can see, I'm gonna pull it up here. That's my smoke extractor. I just set it right next to it, and it just vents right outside. It's I don't know what size that is. It looks like maybe a 4 or 6 inch tube. It does pretty well of keeping it out. Without the smoke extractor, you will definitely get some soot and some stuff that it definitely won't cut very well. So yeah, definitely. Oh, that's why she texts you on the group chat. Okay. Cool. Get off of that. Get out of there. All right. All right, let me see this here. Oh, is it not showing up? Come on. Click up on there for me. There we go. Man, I couldn't believe how smoky it was. Yeah, that stuff gets really smoky. Really smoky. And it's really not good. Like certain things you're burning, you don't want to be breathing that stuff in. You definitely have to have a decent smoke extractor and a real good air assist. It's going to make your cut so much cleaner, so much better. It will cut. I mean, if you don't have air assist and you go to cut out 3mm plywood, it's amazing how it will not cut it out. You put that air assist on, it does so much better. It looked like my laser would stop for a second. Oh yeah, she's moving. She's moving. Yeah, definitely have to have it. Those are HAFTAs. More subs for you. Hey, I appreciate that. That is awesome. Let me go ahead and do this. And there we go. I don't know if I heard it. Let's play it again. Appreciate that. I need that. I definitely need that. Back to the comments here. Oh, we got another one. All right. Thank you. I do appreciate that. We got to do it again. If I can find it. That's awesome. Dang, look at me growing. That is awesome. I do appreciate it. Hopefully you guys like what you're seeing. If you have any questions or comments or things you want to see, drop it in there. Let me know, because for sure All right, you can see the laser just got done, so it's going to get a little bit quieter here, which is thank God. All right, so see, without the air assist, this stuff would not have cut out. This would have absolutely not cut out. My little skeleton, that's going to let me know when I go to use this one again, what I have on here, what room I have left. So that's a good thing to have. And this is going to be the pieces that we need right here. All this other stuff is all garbage and junk. We can throw that away into the burn pile. And let's pull this over here and we'll take a look at it. But that's it all right there. Came cut out real nice this time. All right, let's go ahead and close that off there. One last sub. Did it not click it? There we go, right there. All right, I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea. You really, really have no idea. That keeps going down lower. We got to put that up a little bit louder. Yeah, it's cool. I enjoy doing this stuff. It's fun teaching things. It's fun when people get to learn stuff from what I'm doing. So I really do like that. So I really do appreciate you guys. All right, let's see who's laughing over there. We ain't got no time to laugh. No, I'm just messing, Deb. I'm messing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and swap this back over here. And no, not that one. This one here. All right, so I don't quite like how the mom came out on that. I don't know how well you can see that. Mom didn't come out very well. I should have probably offset that a little bit more. Let's come over here. This camera will be a little bit better. Might see a little bit better. I should have offset that a little bit more. What do you think, Jack? I think offsetting that would have made that. Yeah, it definitely didn't come out as good as what I was hoping for, but that's what everyone calls prototype. That's what everyone calls that. I've been streaming kind of like the last 3 or 4 days right now, but it's kind of I just started doing it, so turn that one off and turn this one on. There we go. So I don't want to try to do Sunday nights because we got a lot of people that do Sunday nights. And I don't want to, block anybody from watching me going to them. So because I know I'm not going to take anyone away from them, which I wouldn't want to anyway. But I know that they're going to leave me to go to watch them. So I'm not sure if I do them, it'll be more than like just once a week. It'll be quite a bit more than that. I actually prefer doing lives better. Lives are so much better. I get to actually interact with people instead of just sit there talking on camera and nobody talking back. Like last night was hard because I did a live and there was just a couple of us talk. I said, okay, well, would have helped for sure. Absolutely would have. It definitely would have helped for sure. Colt saying that if I would have made an offset bigger, because you can't even see it. If you look at it, the mom didn't show up. But that's what you call a prototype. You know what you did wrong, you throw it away, and you redo it. Unfortunately, it costs money, and money's hard to get sometimes. So you hate to throw something away. You want to try to get it right the first time. But as I can see, that for surely did not come out right. Well, what that's going to do is you got your two pieces here. And as I see, you can see through all these. And what you'll do is, I'm not going to do it tonight. I should, but it's getting late. I should paint all this like whatever color you want to paint that. And then paint these green. And then you can paint your stem, whatever it is you want to. Now, you wouldn't even have to paint the stem on that one because it's going to be covered by this one. But you paint this, you paint all this before you even cut it out or before you even put it on a laser. This is what I would do. Let me go back to what I would do is I would do a scorch, just like this one here has a line going around it. All that line is for is to let me know how to line this up on there so it's centered. That's all that line is for. But I would scorch out the whole image. Let me go back into this. I would take all of this one here, because this is the one that's going to be painted. and I would select this one, and I would put the wood up on there, and I would just have it do a scorch like maybe 4,000 or 5,000 millimeters a minute, and just have it go through and just outline that, so I would know where to put my paint at. I could paint this whatever color. Like I did this one here was gold, the one I did, and I painted these leaves green. Then I would know where to paint it at, so I can just before I actually cut it all out, go leave it on the laser machine just how it was, and then just get your let me get rid of that comment. It's kind of blocking up here. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Let's take that one down. And let's go back in here. And light burn. All right. So I would take this here and scorch it, like I said, then you know where to paint it. And then once you have your colors already painted on it, because like I said, I use 2 magnets to keep the wood together so it don't move. Paint it, then go through and cut it out. And once it cuts it out, then all you got to do is put it all together. It would make it so much easier than trying to paint all these little things. They're flimsy. They really are. Let me show you here. They will break on you. They are flimsy. So as you can see that moving. So by painting the wood first before you even cut it out, just paint those areas, and then all you got to do, put it over top of it, then paint this one, put it over top of it, and then you got your rows. And you'd be able to see where you got your the green or the pink or the red or whatever color you want to make those would shine through. Like I said, this one here was just one I did just before the live show. You'd be able to see the colors that you do have. You see I have gold underneath it. And then I have green on it for the leaves, and then I did gold for everything else. It was all gold. So you'd be able to see what it is you're painting. It's just so much easier. Just put a score line around it before you actually cut all that out. Let's come up here to what we got here. I never checked off where I was. Finger red number 1. I'm not sure if I showed these right here, but I do appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate you. It means, like I said, so much. Let me see. I'm trying to go up and see if there's any other ones. Give some more out to you guys. I thank you guys. I thank you all. I really, really do. That's why I do this stuff. It's just nice to do that, and you get the subs. That's awesome. The biggest offset would have definitely helped 100%. Absolutely would have. What do we have here? Super glue the layers, or what do you prefer? Absolutely super glue. This is what I use. I was going to do that tonight, but I use this one right here. I get them off of Amazon. That's the CA glue, and then that's the accelerator for it. It comes in a pack. I got a 3-pack, so it was 3 packs of this. I definitely super glue them together. It's so much easier. You can see them on my fingertips a little bit, a little shiny. You do get them on your fingers, but it's so much nicer to have that. For something like this, I wouldn't wood glue it. There's no reason for that. But that's what it looks like. And then you put this on your bottom base. And then you can see with the bottom base, that's how it would look. It would sit right on that. See this part of the bottom. That second layer actually hides all that. And then that scorch line, like I said, you'll just know where to glue that at. So you don't have to worry about that being kind of crooked or whatever when you glue it. After you glue it, like, oh no. By doing that scorch line, that allows you to know where you want to glue that at. So it's slow. Well, thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. You guys will probably get one, I'm sure. I have one here already, and you just change it. And I had a couple of I got my new folks coming in here. Go back and watch the retape of it. You'll be able to see I broke down in Lightburn how you can actually change the name and put whatever name you want on it. And it's real easy to do. Just like we were saying, offset bigger. That's the only thing. So when I do my offset at whatever it was, 0.2 or 0.3, dang, the Eagles lost. I'm sorry about that. Eagles are about to lose. Setting it bigger would make that name stand out so much better. So definitely, when you see that part of the rerun of it, definitely know that you want to offset it bigger. So that's my project for tonight. I like doing that better than just talking. That came out so much better. Oh, that's Kathy now. Okay, so we got Kathy and Deb. They both want one. Cool. All right, you guys got it. A lot of tape gets wasted doing that, but I get it is easier. Yeah, it's you just gotta be careful with the super glue. You don't want to super glue yourself to it, but I've done it so many times. Jack says not that much. It is cheap, and you get the nest properly. So yeah, I always use a super glue. Now, super glue with this plywood, you got to remember, these are made of layers. And if you super glue and you think it's going to be real solid, it will break. It will break. So super glue is okay and it's good. You might want to you can even put some wood glue on it with some dabs of the CA glue to try to help it, so you don't have to sit there and try to hold it or press it or whatever. The CA glue will help hold that till the wood glue dries. But for something like this, you're talking about something real small, as you can see. That's a small little thing. I wouldn't go too crazy with it, but that's just real small. All right. What do you guys think? Jackie, we were talking the other day or yesterday or day before, whatever it was my project, and I don't have one. That was one I made. I was showing you before. I could have made, a video with this, but I just did not like the file when I got it. But it's kind of neat. It's got the living hinge on it, live hinge, living hinge. Damn. Living hinge. And it's got on the front, it's got some hearts, and then you got some hearts or decorations on the sides. It's got the living hinge to go around and join it all together. And as you saw when I fumbled it, it's got an inside that you can put stuff in it. But yeah, that stuff's out there. You can do that kind of stuff as well too. I made my daughter one of these a couple years ago, last year, 2 years ago, whatever it was. That one came out way better than this one here. Same file. I don't know if it's something I changed when I was messing with it. I don't know. I could have, but let's see. Oh, you like that? What that thing was pretty neat. That thing was real neat. You can do a good many flowers with one sheet. Yeah, you can. You can. I mean, these, you don't have to have that extra base on the bottom. That would save a little bit of room as well too. I just like it so that you don't see, when you put your base of your flowers, you don't see it on the bottom. Then that's the only reason why I would do something like that. Or if you wanted to maybe put some kind of, you want to put some kind of stuff around here, like some writing or text or pictures, and then you can put some text on the inner part there. You can do something like that as well too. But yeah, you can do a couple on these. I mean, it's real easy to do. They're not hard to do. What do we got here, Jack? The tape is like 40 cents per sheet. What's the cut layer on that laser of yours? Mine is, what is it, 16 by 31 and a half, I think it is. It's a if you look at the brand says Burn Lab here. I don't know if you can see. Let me get that comment out of the way. It's a Burn Lab A20 Pro, but everything about this machine screams Atom Stack. It's like it's an Atom Stack machine. I'm going to go ahead and unshow these comments on the side for a second. You see it says Burn Lab A20 Pro right there. But if you look up it's a long one. It's got a long bed to it. So I got the extended rails for it to make it from the 16 by 16 or 15 and 3/4 by 15 and 3/4 to it's up to like 31 or 31 and a half inches, something like that. So that's what the size of my machine is. I don't like the small machines. I mean, you can do you can do stuff with it, but I wanted to do like serving trays or let me get off that camera. You're looking at that instead of me. I wanted to do like grill trays and cutting boards and things like that. So I wanted it as big as I can get it, and that's as big as what I can get it. So that's a good size for me right there. My business card holders came out great. Yeah, that had the living hinges on it. I made my niece when she was going to a sale. I made her a business card holder, and it had living hinges on it. That came out really nice. I made her two of them. She was what the Cato's or something like that. I think it was. That came out real nice. I made her a sign too. That I don't think I have anything that was like that here, but it was a shape of a shirt, and then it had all her logo and stuff on the middle of it. And the only problem is when I made the stand, and I had one arm in it, so that thing kind of like if you bounce the table, the shirt kind of, which was kind of neat about it. I kind of like that though. I should have had two brackets, one on each side. Somewhere I know I had one. I don't know what I did. What I do with the dang thing? I'm not sure. My wife wants to see the Jesus you have in the background. She's mind blown away by streaming you on the TV and talk. I'm sorry, ma'am. This right here is Sacred Heart, and I'll try to go up a little bit more. I'm trying to get toward the light where you can see it. I did this with the laser machine, and I tried to use, I keep forgetting what that stuff's called, the mica powder, to see if I could fill it in. So I messed it up with the mica powder because the mica powder I have, I could not do with it. Even when I tried everything, it just did not melt the mica powder. But that's what it is right there. I made this for my folks. This wood, I think this was a pine, so it was just one that I was trying. But the one I made was out of cypress wood, and it was bigger than this, and it came out real nice like that. But yeah, that was just a demo in there, just to see how it would come out. But that's it right there. I appreciate you noticing that. I do appreciate you noticing that. What was it, Cato? What did I say it was? I forget what I said it was. Cato and the craft fair. Yep. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was a fun one. This is another one I made here too. This is kind of neat. I have a video on this. If you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. But it's a tea light box, and it's got a lid that you can get to the inside. So it's got different things on it. On each side has something different. But you put your tea light in there, and then you can light it up, and you can take this off. You can make it a candy dish or something like that. You can do anything with it. But that was something I have on my site too. I mean, that's a big one. The one I made was much smaller, like four by 4. This is, I forget that's big. Oh, I'm sorry, I needed a drink. It is better to pour the powder on the engrave and scrape it off. Use a card. And I'm a horrible reader. Stays in the grave. Then when you heat the gun, I tried all that. Everything I did. I don't know. Maybe it's the powder I have. it would not do it. I put the heat gun on it because I got a heat gun over here I bought just for that. And when I did it, it was blowing it out. It would not melt it. I even got a torch. I even tried it with the torch, and it does not do it. This is the powder I have. This is the mica powder that I have. It's really, really good set. It's got a lot of stuff with it, but it just does not. I don't know. I use it for my epoxy stuff. That's good. But this stuff here would not melt for nothing. I couldn't get it to go. Pieces of it would, then all of a sudden you keep going, and then all of a sudden a big chunk of it will blow out. I don't know what I don't know. I just don't know how to do it, and I haven't really ever messed with it too much, so I don't know. But the heat gun I got was a good one. It was a decent one. Had good heat to it, but yeah, I don't know. Like I tried to mess with it. I don't know. I don't know if I was using the wrong stuff. It was getting frustrating, and it was just upset me more than anything. And I played with it for a few days, and I said, no, I'm done with that. I'd rather do it like on that. If I was going to do that sign up there, I'd rather paint it. Maybe do an extra burn on it to get it a little bit deeper, so I can paint it and then lightly try to sand that paint off. It would, to me, is just better. But I cannot do that powder stuff. I surely can't. Did you try the powder coat from Harbor Freight? No, I did not. I don't know. Is mica powder, is mica, is that the same as powder coat? I guess it's not, is it? I guess maybe that's where I messed up. I don't know. Maybe I was using the wrong stuff for it. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I know that mica powder, it does not melt. I forget what the melting. I was asking Gemini AI about it, and I forget what the melting was supposed to be like. I don't know, a lot of degrees. Like my heat gun, I think went up to 900, maybe. I don't know, something like that. And my torch goes up way higher than that, but it don't. it was not melting it, Wes. That ain't really coming out very good. But I know the mica powder worked really, really well with the epoxy. So Mike is more. Let me click on that. Cole said he never heard of mica powder. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I saw when I was watching videos, people doing it. I just couldn't do it. Mica is more pigment for epoxy. I do believe that because that stuff would not. It would not melt. I don't know. It just would not melt. It was hard, and like I said, it was so frustrating. I couldn't. It just drove me nuts. I couldn't keep going. So I was like, wow, okay. But yeah, that was my attempt at it, was up there, and didn't work. But that's all right. Oh, why am I going over there? Let me come over here. Well, this is a good stream. I hope everyone kind of got something out of this. The Halloween sign. Where is that? Oh, right here. All right. This is my, what do you call it? A shadow box, Jack? That's my shadow box. And when you click on it, it lights up on the inside. Come on up here. Where's it at? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong camera. That's why I ain't looking right. That's a shadow box. It allows you to, I have it. I forget how many layers it's got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 layers to that. That's a lot of wood for that. But I wanted it that way because I want to be able to hide all those lights. I want to have enough room to put all those lights in there. But that's my shadow box for that. I did a nativity scene for my folks. That came out really nice. This came out really. I did this for my folks too. I did one like this. That's a CNC 3D one. Jack's seen all these here. I'm showing the same stuff. That's all I have, Jack. But That's a 3D, what do you call it, Jack? So that's did that as well too. The one I made for my folks was much bigger. And I made this too. I showed this yesterday, the day before, a couple times. This one here, this video I made for this got nothing. Hardly any views for that one. What it is it's you put a, I don't have any paper here, but you would put your kid's Christmas wish list in there, and that's for Santa Claus. So when Santa comes, you can take his wish list out, and for the kids' wish, you hang it on a Christmas tree. All right, let's see what else we got. Let me hang this up before I lose it. Forget it. All right. Yeah. Yep. Letter to Santa. Yep. Debbie or Kathy, thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, the 12 layers, that was a little expensive for it. I made like 2 of those. But a lot of it you can reuse because you're cutting away a lot of that sign, so you can take a lot of that. So it didn't waste all of it, but yeah, it did. Jack's channel, Jack in the Shop. If you look at his channel, he's got a lot of 3D ones. He's got some really good 3D stuff. 3D engraving. He's got a lot of good stuff on there. He's really good at that stuff as well. I appreciate that, Maria. See, Jack, I'm giving you a shout out too. Maria giving you a shout. I got people jumping on my side. I love that. That's awesome. This is a good feed. This is a good one. Either Deb or Kathy, thank you. Me too. I like the Bengals. I know which one that is, Kathy. Or maybe Deb. I don't know. Maybe she don't like the Cowboys anymore. Hangs sun hanging in the window. You talking about the big one in the back here, Jack? You're talking about the big one in the back. This one is one I made. That's out of pine. But it's a welcome to fall. And we get a little bit of light, maybe see a little bit better. I hand painted all that, so that took some time. I used the laser to engrave it. That's why I wanted the bigger bed, because I want to be able to do stuff like this with it. And then once I did the outline, then I was able to go back through and paint all the stuff on it to be able to get it to that. Let's see, the other one right beside the window. I'm thinking you're talking about this one here, Jack. That's the only other sign I see by the window. I think that's got to be it. I had one of my videos has this as well too. It's a sign. It's got the turkey. Let me turn it to where you see a little bit better. And then it's got these. The letters are actually cut out, and then with them cut out, then I just glued them on there. And I did that trick of I was telling you guys about scorching it out first. So I knew exactly where to put the G, the I. I knew where to actually put all those things by scorching the letters out just a little bit smaller. So I knew where to glue them at. Never painted it, but that's another sign I did a video for. I hate painting. I'm lazy. I really hate painting. Gobble gobble. But I try to put some of the stuff out here. Some of my ones that are maybe like misfit ones that didn't cut right or whatever. At least it's something hanging in the background. Let's see. Do you sell at craft fairs or what? No, I do not. Me and craft fairs. My niece, we did a couple of them, and they just been flops. And I mean, I spent so much time making signs and coasters and keychains, earrings, necklaces. And I went to a horse show, and all my stuff was all horse stuff: horse coasters, slate coasters, horse necklaces, horse earrings. Everything was horses. People that have like, $125,000 campers, $90,000 trucks, whatever. I might be exaggerating a little bit. They couldn't buy a $10 or $15 thing. So me, it's so much work to do that, to get to that process. Unless you go every week to somewhere else and try to sell your stuff, I just don't do it. Oh, just it's so much work, and the return is just not there for me. Not where I live, anyway. I live in North Carolina. I live close to the Outer Banks. So if I was living in the Outer Banks, oh yeah, oh there's money there now, and those people probably would spend the money. I'm not worried about no Broncos. That's next week. We'll take care of them next week, Maria. Remember last time in the playoffs we played you guys? The Steelers didn't do very well. What is this? Oh, that's the one I think we were just doing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cowboys fan. Nope. 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 I don't mind any. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're not Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes, I don't care. Anyone else is fine. When you cut out letters, cut out the rectangle around the letters too, so you can use that to place them. Yes, you can do that as well too. Absolutely, and that's an easy way to do it as well. You can just cut it out whatever size you have. Cut out the insides one, then you can just put it there, and then you can just put them right back in where they cut out from. That's another easy way to do it too. Yes, absolutely. That's why having Jack in here too helps out a lot, because he's done a lot of this stuff as well. Sometimes I take some of the stuff with me, but there's not much money in. It's yeah. Now don't be nervous for next week. You guys, you're playing the Steelers if we win tomorrow night, and that's a big if. Everyone's counting them out, so don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Oh, sometimes you take some of my stuff. Yeah, it's just people don't want to spend money. Like I was talking the other day about it. Um, People just don't want to spend money. It's ridiculous. You'll see they'll go to Dollar General and spend $2, $3, $4 on a sign that's garbage and just isn't going to hold up. But they don't want to spend 10, 15, 20, or $30 on a sign that's gonna hold up for a long time. They just don't want to do it. So it's just what it is. It's crazy, but people just don't want to spend money on stuff that's quality. I make stuff. My family, they all support me very well. I mean, all my family all buy stuff on me. They all want me to make stuff. So my family supports me well. I had a guy downtown that has a business. He was asking me to do some stuff for him, but I brought the stuff in there and they just weren't selling. People, they come in, oh, that's really, I like that. Everything's hand painted. I do. I don't do. It's all hand painted. And I went down there, I don't know, several months ago, and the stuff's still hanging up in his shop. So they just don't want to buy it. And I kept telling them, drop the price, drop the price. But I don't know. It's what it is. God, I hate having to wear glasses. I can't see without them though. Um, I think that's it. If anybody else has any more comments or any other questions, uh, just let me know, and we can come up with something else or do something else. Colt, I really appreciate it. Coming in. Jack, thank you so much for coming in again too. I know you got a lot of stuff you do. I do appreciate it. Maria, Debbie, Kathy, everyone that's come in, I really appreciate you guys. Everyone that just subscribed to me tonight means so much to me. I really, really appreciate it. Um, it's pretty cool. It's really cool. Um, but yeah, if anybody has any things they want to see, let me know. Uh, some shows you will make enough to cover the table. Yeah, yeah. You won't. You won't. You you will not make enough. Yeah, exactly. I've done a couple of them. What, 2, Maria? Maybe 3 we did. And you got to be at the right place for it. You know, I remember watching a guy on YouTube. He sold like $25,000 worth of stuff, and he said it was a failure. And the reason why it was a failure, it was like $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 to get into it, to get your table. All the time he had to put all this stuff together. The people he had to pay to help him move the stuff and take him there and set up the shop there and then take the stuff down and bring the stuff back home. He said it was a failure because it was just, he had so much. And that's what I have. I mean, it's crazy. This is just a piece of it. And of course, it's all dusty and dirty. You ain't going to really see it very well. That's just a piece of some of the coasters I have left. Like I did stuff like this one here. I thought I came out really nice. You own a horse. Why wouldn't you want that? It's crazy. It's crazy. People just don't want to spend money on stuff. But you see how many I have. And this is just in one little spot. I have several up there. Now, I won't throw these away. I'll sand them down and redo them. Because I like to sand mine anyway to get the smooth top instead of the contour top. So I keep them anyway. It's not like they're going to go to waste for me. But the waste was, I don't know how good you can hear me way over there, but the waste was, like the one we went to, the horse show one, I spent every night for about, I don't know, about 2 or 2.5, 3 months, something like that. I spent a lot of time, and I sold like a couple, I made like little phone stands, like horses that are holding the phone. My niece made shirts, like all kinds of shirts and all kinds of stuff. And I think I sold like 1 or 2 phone stands. Maybe, I don't know, a keychain or 2. I made them with acrylic. And I don't know, like maybe sold like 30, $35. And that's all we sold. And I said, okay, that's ridiculous. Let me see here. I've never worked at an event or show like that. If you're going to go do events, you have to be in the right show for the things you are making. Yep. Some shows you will do great. That's why we thought everything was horses, and these are people. You had a horse competition. Everything was horses. I mean, I don't know. It was just crazy. It was crazy. I don't know. Some shows you will make enough to cover the tables. Yep. Yeah, I saw that one already. Yep. Yeah, about 2 or 3 months every single night making, all kinds of stuff from, I mean, just everything. It was crazy. It was crazy. Got about 200 from the last 2 shows I did. And it's just that's where, Maria, you need to keep going to these shows and getting rid of this inventory that you have. That's the only thing you can do is just keep going. And then if you get rid of some stuff, then you know what you got to add to it then. You do good at local shows with my metal and wood. Incorporate any laser work yet, though. We have booths and craft malls. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. That's really cool. But you're what? Illinois, you said? I think that's where you said you were at. Yo. Yeah. I'm on live. Bye. Okay, bye. Yeah, I know. It's tough though. It's tough for our area. It's tough. Business cards with you. It's the most way of getting names out there and bringing. Yeah, that's what I was telling my niece too. No, give the cards out. Let the people have them. But you might get it. you might get it back where they might, email you back and then get their emails and you can contact them back as well too. I'm just lazy. I don't have that much time. Okay, I have all the time. I'm just lazy. I have plenty of time to do all that. I'm just lazy. I pull about 700 to 900 a month in Craft Malls booths. Let me put you up there. I'm sorry. Let me get you up there. Pull about 700 to 900 a month for Craft Malls and booths. Rent for the month about 150 a month. Central Illinois. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, you get out of the house, you get to talk to people. That's why I like lives. Lives, I get to talk to you guys. That's what's fun. Sit in front of a camera talking. I'm like, okay, I sound like a robot. I'm talking. I'm doing it. Getting in here and talking to people, it's so much nicer. So you get out there, you get to talk to people, you get to meet people, you get to give your business cards out, get them back, and then, get your return in other areas too, where it don't have to be with that, Let me get something else here quick. I don't have them anymore. I got rid of them, I think. I think they're going. I had little business coins, wooden coins that were with all my stuff on it. Yeah, that is awesome, isn't it? That's good money every month. I mean, shoot, you get out there, you get that fun doing it too. At least you're making something. Was a big one for me because I get a call 6 months later. That's right. That's right. And they would never had it if you didn't have the business card to give it to them. That's exactly right. Guess it really depends on where you're at. Yeah, probably a lot of it does, but I think being persistent and going to places and constantly putting yourself out there and giving those business cards, you get more people that are willing to. Oh yeah, I got a family reunion coming up. I need all these shirts made, and that's where you'll get the stuff. You do have a ton of inventory. Yes, you do. Might be worth checking out craft malls, antique malls, Renson. Yeah, yep. There's a place in Ahoskie, Maria, that I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it costs every month, but it's like a flea market type thing. Maybe something like that. I just don't think they get a lot of traction there. So I don't know. I'll talk, see somebody that does it and see how they're making out, but I probably not. We're in kind of it's kind of a tough dead area right here. I can tell you that. People are tight with their money here. I keep a stack of cars and hand them everywhere. Yeah, all right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You do way better than me, Maria. You do way better than I do. Every time I get on, you got some stuff going on. So you keep doing what you're doing. You're doing fine. You paid for all your stuff, and that's the big thing to look at. You pay for your stuff, and you can get new stuff with it. And you got a lot of. I don't put stuff out there enough. You get out what you put into it. I do agree with that. Yes, and that's why I don't sell much because I don't put a lot out into it. I mean, I start doing it, and things go good, but then when it bombs, I have all this more stuff. There ain't nowhere else I can go with it. Nobody, you can't go somewhere else and try to sell that stuff. Not the stuff I had. It would have to be more universal stuff. Things that everybody would kind of want. So, but I put a lot of stuff for that, and it just wrong place. That's all it was. It's not really about where you're at. It's more about who you're selling to. Creating your mind one person you're selling to, then come up with more items to sell that one person. That's a good idea. Absolutely is. It's called customer avatar. There you go. You will go through things. You find yeah, that's right. I like doing this. This is what I kind of like doing. Putting these videos out there. I do it sometimes, but doing the multiple things over and over again, it's like, okay, I made that, been there, done that. I don't want to do it again. I want to do something different. So it's nice to come up with different things. So, but when you're doing those kind of things, you got to make a bunch of this stuff, and when you sell it, you got to go make a bunch more of it, and that's kind of where sometimes you can get lost with that. You like the malls because when we're tired of holding old inventory, I'll practically give it away at cost. Yeah, I gave a bunch of stuff away at that horse show I was talking to you about. Necklaces, little girls coming up, like little girls, coming up and they're like, "Oh, I love these earrings. I love this necklace." And I'm like, "Okay, I've been here for like 5 hours and sold $40 worth of stuff. Hey, yeah, go ahead and take these." And I give them away, and they go. And the one girl, she was so dang cute. I gave her, I don't know, I think it was a necklace and earrings. I gave her, I think, the set of them because I had boot earrings, boot necklaces, horses standing up earrings, horses standing up. I had everything that were the same, so they matched. And she was like, "Hold on, I'll be right back." And she went and she got like whatever it was, like $10 or $5, whatever it was, and brought it. I felt so bad taking it. And then I watched that girl sitting on her horse the rest of the time. She got that necklace on, those earrings on. She was putting them out. All right, so I don't really have any set times for like doing lives. I just do them all the time right now. I do them 4 days in a row, but eventually I'll probably have to just start coming up with times because, like I said, I don't want to fight for other people. I already know some of these other channels, these big channels, they got videos going, and you're going to leave mine to go to theirs, and that's fine. I mean, I'm okay with that because it's they've been around a long time and doing their thing, and I don't need to fight to try to get that. Eventually, somebody go back and watch my retape. We'll watch it once it's over. So I'm cool with that too. But I like earlier times because I go to bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I like early times. Most of my stuff is going to be on like 6 o'clock or something like that. Like around supper time, and I know that's kind of tough too. But whenever people jump in, that'd be cool too. But if you got any times when you guys think maybe would be a good time to do it, then I can try to stick to those times too and try to go with those because I watch other guys' videos too. When I jump off and I'll go pull another video with somebody that's got a live going. Bearded Viking, I watch his all the time. He's got lives almost every single night, so I watch all them as well too. Giveaway items is a big deal. Giveaway items, what to customers when you're out somewhere, Jack? I was thinking I listened to people talk and they said they have like a box of like stuff that wasn't real good. I'm that good that I don't have any of that kind of stuff that's not good that I can just take this for $1. All my stuff is mint. Every time I do one thing, yeah. There's all my prototypes on the wall, except for the couple that I made and I just kept them. But I have a lot of prototypes. Everyone does. Well, yeah, just let me know what you guys think of. Maybe would be a good time to do this, and what kind of stuff we can do. Because talking is cool, but I like doing a project too. That was kind of neat. That kept people engaging with stuff too. I like that. I'm a sucker for kids spending their money. Usually, if I see a kid spending his money, I'll give it to him. Yep, and the parents end up buying something, and that's a good thing. Unfortunately for me, the other parents didn't buy nothing. They were too eager to go buy a $10 drink than what they were a $10 t-shirt or something like that. All right, cool. Appreciate it. Hope you had a good time tonight. I really did. I thank you guys. And I got something from it, and I'll be back. And I'll keep going back. I'll talk to like everyone's a 2-year-old because that's how I talk to myself. So I'll work you through all these things, and we'll kind of learn. We'll learn this stuff together. So I appreciate it, Cole. Thank you. Coasters, the pub, yeah. And I thought about that too, Jack. I was like, I can go down and I can take this coaster to the pub down that's down in Edenton. That's where I live. I go down and drop this coaster off and say, "Hey, look, this is what I can do." Blah blah blah. I just didn't do it. I had a lot of big ideas of stuff I wanted to do. I wanted to take. I don't have any out here. I had them inside. I don't even know if they're even in there anymore. But I did a barcode for the internet. And I thought, if I go to like the local hotel or motel, I can make that stuff and maybe sell that to them. But I'm thinking they got like 300 rooms. They might not want to buy 300 of them. So I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of things I was thinking all the time of doing. I don't know. It's it's uh it's all a thing. I really enjoy when I do make something. It's awesome. It's just awesome when you make something. It really is. What do we got? Me and you, it looks like, Jack. Well, I think I'm gonna jump off here. I gotta go walk the dogs. But go back and look at the the stream back over again for anyone that's coming in late and you missed some stuff. I went over a bunch of stuff in here. Had some good conversations. Jack was in, Cole was in. I got a whole bunch of new subscribers. I'm going to go, and just thank everybody. But just go back and watch it. If there's anything else that we can do, just drop it in and let me know. I appreciate you guys. And you guys all stay safe and thank you all. Appreciate you, Jack. Thank you so much.